Good morning everyone, myself Vishal Pandey, and today we will be discussing the topic, a very energetic and very interesting as well, related with our country's history. And today we are starting the students for the class 8 standard and SST portion I am taking today, and the topic which is written over there on the board, the British administrative structures in India. So basically today we will be discussing this topic which will help you to enhance your knowledge in terms of getting good acknowledgement in history and overall SST as well. So children, do you remember that we have already understood the power related with Britishers in our previous chapters. So in this chapter, what you will be learning here, you will be get to know that how and when the Britishers came as a traders in India and how they developed themselves as an administrative. This word, the administrative, is very important you to understand because it helps an individual to initiate. What it does, it helps an individual to initiate with the structures of the government. So we will be discussing this in a detailed way. We will start. Let us see the projector, the concept of this topic in detailed way. Children, as you can see on your screen that whatever the chapter number 3 you have in your SST book on the history portion, and the name of the chapter as it is prescribed on the board, the British administrative structure in India. Basically what we have to learn over here is we have to go through the year from 1765 to 1857. Between this portion, between this time of period, we will be discussing that how the Britishers plays an important role, how they influenced us, basically the Indians, how they dominated our country, how they dominated the Nawabs of Bengal, Mysore and Awadh. We will discuss in detail. So let us have the next presentation. Children, as you can see on your screen, the Regulating Act of 1773 has been written. But before starting this, let me draw your attention towards the background of this rules or regulation which is written over here. What happened, children? Basically, when Britishers came in India, they considered themselves and they dominated the country as the East India Company. They developed the country, company, the East India Company itself. And what they did, when they won the war of 1757, that is the Battle of Plassey, and then in the year 1764, the Battle of Buxar itself. So two battles were fought by Britishers with the help of Robert Clive. They won both the war with a huge margin. So you can understand they need a law now, because by law only they can enhance their power in the broadest country as we know it as India. So basically they established their power in terms of Regulating Act. What happened? Regulating Act came in India because of the King of England itself, because East India Company was lagging behind in terms of collecting the revenue, in terms of paying the tax to the British Empire. So Britishers were very much feeling, they were anxious and they were feeling anxiety as far as the East India Company is concerned. Let me tell you this to draw your attention. हम ये कह रहे हैं कि जब भी हम ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी की बात करेंगे, you have to keep this in your mind that this act, Regulating Act, came in India only because East India Company failed to perform their action in India. So now we will discuss the Regulating Act in a detailed way. Children, as you can see the regulating act, let us discuss in detail. This act provided for the appointment of a Governor General in Calcutta. So let me draw your attention to the background once again, because whenever I say the regulating act, it has got some change because Britishers immediately recognized, the Empire of England immediately recognized that East India Company now demands some support from the back door, because they were lagging behind in terms of collecting the revenue, as I told you earlier. So basically what they did is they appointed the 3 Governor Generals, one of Governor General of Bengal, and the second they appointed was of Governor General of Bombay, now it is called Mumbai, and the third the Governor General of Madras, which is also known as Chennai itself. So basically the 3 Governor General was dominated by Governor General of Bengal, which is Calcutta known today. So basically the power was given to the Governor General of Bengal, and under his preservation these 2 Governor General, the governors of Madras and governors of Bombay, they were following him, his instructions and all the details which was provided by him. So ultimately the power was in the hand of Governor General of Bengal. So this should be very much clear to you that Governor General of Bengal was the head of East India Company. So this act, regulating act, was only invented, only implemented to regulate the act of East India Company itself. So children, as you can see, when the British came to India for the first time, they came as traders. However, as their territories in India grew, so basically we can understand that this regulating act they implemented well, but unfortunately it was not a successful act. So because it was unsuccessful, it failed to occupy the minds of Indian people. So after this we will be discussing about the Pitt's India Act, which was generated by the Prime Minister of Britain. We will have a discussion in detail in the next presentation. Till then, watch this video as many times as you can and try to understand regulating act. Thank you.